Alright, the Miami Dolphins have released offensive lineman Jesse Davis, and wide receiver Allen Hurns due to a failed physical, or at least as a failed physical designation. Basically, we saw this last year. I'll explain a failed physical designation to you. It's an easy way to say we're releasing the player because we don't want to pay the money. And it usually leads to retirement. I'm not saying it's imminent that it will lead to a retirement, but it's an easy way to say we're releasing him because something happened with his physical. Not saying it actually did, just an easy way to say we're releasing him. And they may retire, they may go in a different direction, who knows, but we're not keeping him here. The Chiefs trade Tyreek to the Dolphins for a first, second, and a fourth, and a 2023 fourth, and a 2023 sixth. The Dolphins signed Tyreek to a 3-year, $75 million extension, $23.8 million a year. First off, great splash play by the Dolphins to bring in Tyreek Hill. I think this was great. Tua was really good when he was throwing the ball deep down the field. Hill is a speedster. He can get down the field. He can do these little things. It's going to force teams to actually look away from Devontae Parker and other wide receivers that the Chiefs, Jalen Waddle, that the Dolphins had. The Chiefs, when they had Tyreek Hill, that's what they did. You were forced to double team across the field for Tyreek Hill and hoping that Kelsey or Robinson or whomever would not get open. That was your hope. A lot of times it didn't work, but that was your hope. In terms of the signing for an extension, I like it. Tyreek Hill's going home. He lived in Florida. He actually lived in Miami, so this was a good signing on the Dolphins' behalf. The Thursday night football broadcast team on Prime Video announcers have been released, as it's going to be Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit. Now, Al Michaels spent the last 11-12 years on NBC. He's a tremendous announcer. The previous 30 years was on Monday Night Football. Now he's at Thursday Night Football. Kirk Herbstreit, who you are like, well, I'm trying to think, who's that guy? Well, prior to this, was the broadcaster for college football in ESPN. Now he's going to do Thursday Night Football with Al Michaels. That's a great sign. It's not Troy Aikman-esque. It's not the same as Al Michaels and Troy Aikman, but it's pretty close that Kirk Herbstreit, I can say that Kirk Herbstreit is probably the Troy Aikman of the college football world. So it's a great job on Thursday Night Football to put these two guys together. How will it work? We will see in the coming months. We all predicted probably Al Michaels was leaving anyway due to Mike Tirico taking his spot as in the booth with Chris Collinsworth. I have a question. Who's going to be at the desk and leading the conversation? We don't know. Maybe it's Maria Taylor. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. The Cowboys are bringing back Carlos Watkins and Jeremy Sprinkle on a vet minimum contract, which vet minimum, I've seen this number so many times, I know what it is $1.187 million. It's fully guaranteed, but it's like, okay, whatever. We paid two guys only about $2.3 million. We paid two guys and they have to share that. That's okay with us. Fine. The Titans have signed Austin Hooper to a 1-year, $6 million contract. A good signing by the Titans, bringing in Austin Hooper, a guy who I like the signing as a tight end. It works for me. The Patriots signed Malcolm Butler to a 2-year, $9 million contract. Malcolm Butler, unretired, became a free agent. He is now back in New England. The Urban Meyer, and I have this question because I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put this down because this is a true NFL question. Is Urban Meyer the biggest fraud as an NFL head coach? The short answer, yes. The long answer, absolutely yes. Because he's not, when you don't know how to coach a team and you're getting fined because you're doing extra work, tackle drills when you're not supposed to, all these things, that's a problem. But then there's the allegations that come out about the situation in Ohio when you didn't go back, you didn't fly back with the team, and now there's video out about what happened at the steakhouse, and then the fact of you kicking Josh Lambo, saying make your kicks, I'm paraphrasing, then screaming at one of your wide receivers, calling your coaches losers when you're a winner. There's just a lot going on. But there was news that came out that he said that the scouts, I hate scouts. They don't do their job. They're lazy people. Scouts are the hardest working people in the NFL. They're not coach level, they're not player level, but they're third highest because they do whatever they can. They are scouting future prospects, they are scouting teams, they're doing all kinds of things. You need scouts. And he said this, though, in the media room, while there's scouts in the room. Just, my head blew up when I heard that. But then, it got worse. My head really exploded when Urban Meyer they were against the Rams. This late in the year. This not early in the year. So there's no excuse for this at all anyway. But this was late in the year. Urban Meyer tells one of his coaches, who's this 99 guy on the Rams? It's like, okay. So my head just went, no, can't. Well, how do you not know who Aaron Donald is? Probably the best defensive tackle in our generation, and it's not even close. And he's like, but then it goes deeper. Urban Meyer says, he might be a problem for us. No doubt. What is wrong with you? If you've actually watched, you've seen the destruction that he's created in his career. But then it gets worse. You don't think it could, but it does. He goes and says, when Urban Meyer goes and says, well, where did he go to college? And they said the University of Pittsburgh. Urban Meyer's like, oh, and then he's not a problem for us. Because he didn't go to a prime school? He went to Pitt, which is not a slouch on their own behalf. But because he didn't go to Ohio State, a Florida, an Alabama, a Clemson, that doesn't mean he's not a good player. Doesn't matter. And then he said supposedly the same thing with Jamal Adams and Deebo Samuel. Is this guy just really does he just not understand football and what these players can do? Jamal Adams, for the longest time, until last year, because he didn't look good last year at all. But he was probably one of the better safeties. Deebo Samuel, you've seen what Deebo Samuel can do. He just took his game to a new level when he became a running back as well. And now you're saying, and you don't know who those people are because they didn't go to a top school? Come on. It gets worse and worse for Urban Meyer. It doesn't make any sense. Now, if you don't know who those 3 people are, that's a problem that I don't see